Reverend Becky Cameron, B-E-C-K-Y, Cameron, C-A-M-E-R-O-N.
Okay. To the Cleveland incident?
I joined the Cleveland School Remembers group 4 years ago after the shooting in Florida that occurred on my birthday. This is a subject close to my heart. My son and his family were the victims of a shooting 10 years ago. Two people were injured, including my 6-year-old granddaughter. So gun violence is something close to my heart. And so I joined CSR to try to help do something. I heard on the news earlier Governor Abbott from Texas saying he and the entire community of Uvalde were shocked by what happened yesterday. I'd like to know why they were shocked. They laid the groundwork for it to happen. Do you realize that a mass shooting, which is defined as having 4 people either killed or injured, there have been 215 mass shootings so far this year in America. We're only on about day 150 of the year, so that's more than one a day. If the sun comes up tomorrow, there will be a mass shooting in this country. In Texas, since 2014, there have been 244 mass shootings. Why would anybody be shocked that this has happened? Firearms in 2020 became the leading cause of death of children and teenagers in this country. When I was growing up, that was car accidents and climbing the tree too high and falling. It wasn't going to school. The foundation of the problem is we have angry young people that we are handing weapons of war. You don't need those. They're fun to shoot. Well, yeah, so is raising my child to adulthood and getting to have grandchildren. That's kind of fun too. It's not okay to hand weapons of war to these people. Our country needs to speak to the problems that are causing this anger, that are leaving people feeling like this is the way to express their frustration. It's time something happened. And if all of our legislators need to be voted out of office to find people who care enough to bother to protect our society, then that's what we need to do. We need to do something. If you look at Dr. James Gilligan's work on violence, it shows that the biggest cause of violence is the great disparity between the rich and the poor. And that is getting worse and worse in our world, so you have more and more frustrated people, and that kind of anger, when you hand them a weapon, leads to this kind of violence. The least we can do is to stop handing them the weapons. The brain isn't even mature until age 25. Why would you give a child a weapon of war?
Because it's big business.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can you say something along the, if you feel that way?
Yes. All of this is predicated on people wanting to make money. The NRA began as a good organization to teach gun safety. Over the years, it has evolved. Now, it's simply money, money, money. And the manufacturers and the sellers, everybody in the picture. It's money. There are reasonable uses of guns, yes. My father used to hunt. That's a reasonable use of a gun. You don't need a weapon of war for that. Not if you're a sporting hunter. You don't go after a deer with an automatic rifle and a magazine with 100 rounds in it. That's not what hunting is. Oh, here's one thing I left out. Active shooter events are up 52% in 1920-21. And since 2017, that's in 5 years, the active shooter events are up 96.8%. This is why it's happening more than once a day. To not detach from it so much that the emotion doesn't show.
And that's the problem with, just having it over and over and over and over again. It's just not going to go away. We can't let go of that.
Thank you for your cooperation. It'll all make sense.
I know.
Sure.
Yep. Yep. Channel 3.
Well, it'll make sense to someone, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.